So here we are on a Friday morning, and I'm very excited to have Barbara Bree with me. Barbara is currently the councilwoman for District 1, but she's running for mayor in 2020. Good afternoon.
Great. Thank you for inviting me to join you today, Jim.
Thank you. So communities are a little worried right now. And I want to talk about state versus local housing issues. But first, one of the problems we're finding in San Diego, the city council really wants us to take on very heavy loads of density. Communities, of course, push back due to things like infrastructure. So, currently we don't have enough police officers on the job, and how are we going to fund all of these things? What plans are in place to sustain the building that's going to go on? But more importantly, the voice of the community is, we feel we're not being heard by the city council through the recognized voice of the city council, which is community planning groups. What are your feelings about community planning groups? And if you were elected mayor, how would you seek to resolve some of those issues?
So, first of all, Jim, I think community planning groups are the basis of democracy. It allows you to participate in your neighborhood, in your community, at a grassroots level, and you're elected by your neighbors. And so I think they're very important. I currently represent District 1 on the San Diego City Council. My community includes University City, Carmel Valley, and La Jolla. University City is the #1 job center in the entire region. That planning group is handling very complex issues. That planning group has embraced appropriate density in exchange for open space other places. They are going through a community plan update right now. I am very impressed with how the community planning groups in my district operate and how they pay attention to the needs of the community as well as the needs of the entire city.
That's fantastic. The Marina Plan was just voted on by this city council, and it's coming up for a second reading, as you know. One of the issues that the community has with that plan, they feel like too much density is being put into that area merely because transit is being built there. So we're getting 1, 2, 3 new trolleys, but a lot of people feel that although we're getting 3 trolleys, the community makeup isn't one that is walkable and connectable because it's on a slope, right? Mm-hmm. So the fear is that we're getting a lot of density when builders really could have come in, respected height limits, and built quite a bit of new housing, but really gamed the system, played it out so that they could get the height restrictions removed, and so that they could get taller, denser projects in there. So the feeling is we don't have a transit system that is quite connected to be taking on that high a density.
So first of all, there were several planning groups involved. The same day the City Council voted on the Balboa Corridor plan and the Marina Plan, which are on either sides of the freeway.
Right.
And I was very impressed with that. The planning groups, the different planning groups, who those plans went through, all voted for increased densities. All wanted affordable housing in their neighborhoods. Unfortunately, a majority of the council did not agree with what they wanted. On the first vote, I voted with Dr. Jennifer Campbell,
right,
who wanted what the community advocated for. We were on the losing end of a 7-2 vote.
Yeah.
And then we were able to make amendments to get more affordable housing in the community, something the community wanted, and I really appreciate, because some communities don't. So I really appreciate that the neighborhood wanted a diverse group of people to be able to live near transit. This is going to be a very wonderful transit corridor. The trolley is going to be done in the fall of 2021. It will be walkable. Much of this community will be walkable, not every piece of it, but it's going to offer great living opportunities for many San Diegans.
So we are now seeing some state bills coming forward. One of them that you took a position against, SB 330. And as community leaders, we're looking at these state bills. And most of them are targeting our community review over projects. And we look at the dialogue in these bills, the purpose of these bills, where there's a lot of blame being placed on the community stakeholders who review community plans, as though we're the ones hanging everything up on a timeline, when it really isn't the case. We really have to play by the city planning department's timeline in pushing these projects forward. And I know that you're against SB 330. There's another bill coming forward, SB 50. Can you tell us a little bit about what you know about the bill and how you feel about that?
Well, SB 50, I understand, has been delayed or it's been morphed into something else. I lose track of the bill numbers because in Sacramento they can take a bill and make it part of another bill, like very easily. So I think it's most important to know that I'm against state control of local land use planning. I want San Diegans to be in charge of what gets built in our neighborhoods. That is very, very important. And in the city of San Diego, we are taking the appropriate steps, most of which is updating community plans around transit. So since I've been on the council, we've done Old Town, we've done Midway, we've done the Morena Corridor, and we've done Balboa. Mission Valley is coming very soon, and after that, Kearny Mesa. So these are all areas where more density is appropriate. How much density, we may differ on, or communities may differ with the council, but I think everybody's been in agreement that more density is appropriate. And one of the most important things to give developers is certainty as to what they can build where.
Right.
And that's what updating community plans does. And my thought is we're doing it the right way in San Diego, and now the state needs to step in and help us. And how can they help us? They can help us by paying for the infrastructure. Because right now we're just adding the cost of the infrastructure onto the cost of development in the form of fees, which can go up to $100,000 per unit. And the state could help us, and I know you're behind an effort to make the state help us.
That's right. Yeah, the Workforce Housing and Neighborhood Protection Act would do exactly that. So we see the state, so you have to understand, as community leaders, we see the state of California willing to dictate to us how we should handle our community planning process. And as you said, we've updated our plans. We're doing what we're supposed to do. We're getting there. We don't need a taskmaster over us unless taskmaster wants to write a check. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that's refreshing is to hear that you and Dr. Jen Campbell are really looking at these solutions with the state, because a lot of the council members we see are willing to, they have a supply side solution, right? We just need to build more housing. And unfortunately, housing across the United States is getting more and more unaffordable. So no longer are we going to be able to, people get my age, they're not going to be able to cash in their chips and move to Arizona. We're going to have to deal with affordability in this state. And the more that, that the city council pushes San Diego towards that, the better. But we need the state to help in that respect. So anyway, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Good luck with your campaign 2020. Certainly we will be supporting your efforts, and hope to see you again.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Thank you.